Hey everyone, this is Drew coming at you from the Stranded Survivors podcast. Matt and Jericho got fired. So let's start this out talking about how otters suck.
Hey guys, quick warning here. Matt's audio is a little sketchy here for the first about 5 to 10 minutes, but after that, it does get good. I'm sorry for this inconvenience.
Okay, time out. I fired HR because that's not happening. So we're not going anywhere. Welcome. We're glad to have you, sir. My name is Matt. I'm one of the co-hosts of Stranded Survivors.
My name is Jericho, and yes, I am still here. If anything, Matt should be fired, but we're both still here. Don't worry.
Whoa.
With the special guest, we're with Drew today. One of the
What's
members in the
up?
Discord, one of the members Patreon, just an all around good guy. So, Matt, how are you doing?
Dude, I am tired. Work has been rough. I am a slacker. I took off Friday and Monday. I had a Day to Remember concert. And for those of you that are not familiar with Day to Remember, they're, like I guess, alternative punk band, a little mixture of rock, a little mixture of heavy. And it was a good time. Got into a little mosh pit for the first time in like 10 years. So that felt good. But you know what? I'm old and I'm too old for that crap now. So I definitely was feeling it in the morning. My knees. Aside from that, man, nothing really exciting. How about you?
Honestly, not a lot. I have went golfing yet again, and I went to my brother's baseball game in that like scorching hot weather yesterday. So I was golfing, and I went to my brother's baseball game. I was done yesterday. I was tired. It was crazy, but
You quite possibly picked like two of the worst activities for a heat wave, I swear to God.
yeah,
Yeah,
that that definitely was not the best idea ever. But
it's really hot out. Let me be out all day.
yeah.
Let me go sit directly in the sun with no trees.
Okay.
That's
We
what
all
golf
know.
courts are for.
We all know. Okay. But I swear to you, right now it is hotter where I'm recording than it was outside because I am scorching.
Man, that is unfortunate to hear. I'm sorry to hear that. Drew, what's the weather like where you're at?
Yes.
Same as yours. Scorching hot. Just endless heat.
Watching.
Tell you, it just drags the days on though, especially being at work. Just don't get AC where I'm at, so it's just constantly being out in the heat. Just want to be home.
Oh no. I feel for the people that are working out in the sun, man.
Oh my, I couldn't like. That's nuts.
It's super, super hot out. The heat, and everybody from the Midwest will tell you it's not the heat that'll get you, it's the humidity. And boy, howdy, were they working together, and it was not kind.
I was off in that rain.
Ah. Anyway, we're us old men. We could talk about the weather all day. What are we here for today, Jericho?
Today we are actually talking about the mods on our dedicated servers or our, official Stranded Survivors podcast servers. So the island in the center. We're talking about all the mods that we have on our servers.
Boom. And there's a lot of them now. It used to be like, I feel like when we planned this episode, I could have swore there were 18, and now there's like 25, 28, something like that. So I'm no mathematician, but I feel like we're getting more and more, and I am here for it because there's some pretty sweet ones.
Yeah, honestly, as I've said before, I've not necessarily played a bunch on our servers at the moment, anyways, until we start doing some events. So, fair warning to everyone. We do have some events planned. We've been talking in the admin chat, just really cool events that we're going to be. Sure, you guys stay tuned to that. Make sure to join the Discord for that. But, first off, I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
I really, kind of dive right into it. So one of the mods we have for the creatures, we're gonna go through the creatures list first, okay? And it's gonna be the griffins. Drew, you've really had a lot of experience in our server and just specifically playing with these mods. So first off, I'm gonna go to you. Like, what's your opinion on the griffins?
I love griffins. Like on the scale to probably where how he Matt likes otters, griffins are amazing. Like when you breed them, first of all, the amount of color changing is insane. They're very good at hunting, like because you can shoot from the back of them. I mean, going after a Rex like that, awesome. The mod quality is
Touche.
great. I honestly have too many griffins to count. I absolutely love those things.
Have you noticed any major glitches or concerns or anything with it? Because I know like a lot of those expansion stuff like that, the ones that add additional dinos oftentimes come with glitches. So have you noticed anything in all of your expertise?
Nothing besides if you're going too fast diving, then it'll start glitching out. But that's only if you, because we recently just added increase of speed. So if you do too much speed on your griffin, it'll start kind of glitching out in the air. But besides that, that's it.
Well, of course, solid matter can't exceed light speed. Every scientist knows that. Pretty solid though. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Glad we have that one. We're keeping it.
Yeah, that one's definitely got to be a stay. I mean, I love griffins in general. But a question I do have, Drew, is do we have the mini griffins too, or no?
Oh God, yes,
Oh
yes,
no.
we have mini griffins. They are bringing up data twins here. The bane of his existence because he has a greenhouse, and for some reason, they're constantly attacking it. Constantly, he has to continuously repair the thing, and he's just so annoyed of it at this point.
I don't blame him one bit. It's so frustrating. Those mini griffins, I forgot those existed. I blocked them from my memory as a traumatic event. They are just obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
But still, if you have to deal with the mini griffins to get the big griffins, it's a fair trade-off.
It is.
Yeah, that's fair. They're just stupidly annoying. But yeah, no, griffins honestly are useful, and we're 100%. So next up, May Wings. Matt, I'm gonna go to you first on this one. What are your thoughts on May Wings?
So I might be given an unpopular opinion here, and maybe it's just because I'm, a little ignorant about how useful they could. I am personally not against them by any means, but I'm not too impressed by Maywings. They are, correct me if I'm wrong, they're like organic nurseries, aren't they? They help raise your babies and keep them well fed and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, that's really cool, but our servers kind of boosted enough. It takes away the edge that comes with official, but it's not so boosted that it completely, makes playing the game irrelevant. So I feel like the rate of growth that we have makes Maywings not totally necessary, but not quite irrelevant, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean that's fair to be honest with you. The only reason that I've really seen a lot of A Wings, not specifically on our server by any means, but in videos and stuff, is they're like kind of, your first easy tame to go get. And they're just so fast, they glide around the map so fast.
That is true. But I mean, the Griffins, they can glide around the map pretty fast and they can do some sweet dive bombs and they're pretty sweet too. So I feel like it wouldn't be my first choice.
Yeah, that's understandable to be honest. Drew, like, what's your differences to Griffins, May Wings? What do you prefer?
Honestly, griffins still prefer them. Maywings are kind of cool with the gliding, and also if you land in water, you can swim. So that's an up. But
True.
if I'm in water, I'm usually on a water mount. So griffins.
Also true.
There, I understand that.
Do you I think it's a decent bridge between a rock drake, I guess, for like see, I get okay, yeah. How and from you're talking about the gliding and like the swimming and stuff like that. I feel like you can do all that on a rock drake.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember much about rock drakes. I mean, I've seen a couple videos on them, but
Hmm. Yeah. So I guess for those of us that are missing out on our rock drake fix, then Maywing is a good substitute.
There you go. I like that. That's a good little substitute. And then next up, yes, this is creatures. He has it under the creatures tab here. Good old big chicken with this nice mods list for us and everything we need on it, right? So I feel like this has got to be everyone's favorite. You get a little PvP niche. Human NPCs. Drew, I need your opinion on this right now.
Okay, so
And there is a wrong opinion, just saying.
there is, but I used to hate them, and then mid game, I started to actually appreciate them because their houses spawned little caches with black
Hmm.
pearls, and that was really easy on the island to access versus having to go hunt for an alpha tuso. At that point, I didn't have anything to be able to do that. So for me, not having to catch rhinos, I never had to worry about them interfering with anything. So honestly, I never had an issue with it, and you can tame them, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, that
So
is. I honestly being able to. I mean, like for the little bit I have played, and just being able to tame with the NPC is actually really cool. Like to go send them out to actually do things for you, and just have them. But they're also like very hard. So
Very true. I think that they're absolutely awesome, and it bridges that gap between the PvP world and the PvE world because they'll attack you. Some of them are pretty chill, so I think it's pretty solid. The fact that you can tame them and send them on little missions makes them pretty useful in my opinion. So I'm all for it.
yeah. So I just want. I know it's only been like 3 things so far. We'll do it after 5. We're gonna rate them after 5. So just start thinking of your guys' ratings on what you guys rate those first 5 here. So the next one up going to be snow owls. Matt, what's your experience with snow owls in general?
So in general, snow owls are pretty solid for the fact that they have the freezing ability to heal things up, and that right there is pretty cool. But the only thing that I personally have really used too much, for an I'm trying to like think back and make sure that I'm not telling a great big fib here, but the only thing that I really think that I care much for owls for is the fact that you can get them to spew out owl pellets really quickly, and that was really beneficial for gacha farms. So the fact that we don't have gachas, I personally don't care that they exist, but I'm also not against them. Other people love them.
Yeah, I have different opinion on that. But Drew, go first, and then I'll say what I gotta say.
so snow owls for me when I was having them was like kind of like the Argentavis for like traveling. They had the gliding, the heals was great, but later on we'll get to talk about dragons and stuff. But it got outclassed by so many different creatures that now the owl just sort of exists for me. But starting out, it's a pretty solid mount.
Yeah, early game for sure. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But like you
really
said, it gets outclassed very quickly. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you're good. I really have enjoyed, like, I mean, when I've not used it on our servers yet, but I really have enjoyed it with the snow owl, like the healing, like Drew said, like the healing for like a PvP player is just absolutely huge. Yes, you have Daedont and you have those different things, but like being able to freeze like 20 different dinos and all you need to like, it's amazing. It can glide just like a griffin. It's like more has more health, it has a saddle. Like, I feel like this dino is very useful, yes, compared to, wyverns, dragons, different things like that. Like, yes, it's not anywhere near that level, right? But I think it's overall I really enjoy a snow owl myself.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't argue those points.
But let's move on here. Going to the fifth one, at least on the creatures here. And I absolutely know nothing about this. I mean, I can assume what it is, but I'm gonna go to Drew for this one. It's gonna be wyvern pets.
All right. So there's yeah, I like all of these. It's gonna end up being like that for me. I was like, oh, yep, I know that one. Uh, so wyvern pets are basically just adding on a bunch of shoulder pets and such, and they're all based off of the different types that you would get, like fire, poison, lightning. There's tech, and
Wow.
each one provides health boost. Well, I believe health boost, carry weight. The poison one per se is the best. It provides resistance to poison gas, so you don't have to consume. Yeah, so you don't have to wear a gas mask. You can put on a normal helmet if you run into swamp cave per se. And The tech one gives you like 25% damage reduction. There's fire resistance. There's critical chance increase. They're great.
Oh
How
my
does
gosh.
one acquire these? Like, how does one do this?
Long neck rifle, a griffin, and chasing after it for about 30 minutes because they're quick.
So it's a chase down and knockout tame.
Yes, sir.
And once you knock it out, tell the grid people what you feed it for the optimal tame.
Meat. Like it's just I just usually give it meat. I don't know about like optimal if it like kibble or anything. Uh honestly, just give it mutton. That's always my go-to if you can get Ovis.
Definitely. I just didn't know if it needed like, you had to make a draconic shrine and make some draconic poison fizz or something crazy.
So this is actually separate from that. This is a different
Oh.
mod.
Oh, boy.
So nothing to do with all the draconic stuff. This is separate from that.
All right. Then stay tuned, folks.
Well, Matt, I'm assuming you don't have much on that, correct?
No, not Jack Daily.
Yep.
I honestly have been so hyper fixated. Every time I get on the server, I have spent way too many hours just flying around the map. I have literally the entire map uncovered. I've toured it probably 2 or 3 times trying to find the optimal base location.
No way.
Always a struggle.
Yeah, and I can't take any credit for it. Joe Daddy, my lone tribe mate here, found the coolest spot. So we're gonna keep those cards semi close to my chest, just in case of a PvP event. But it's not too hard to find, so people will come across us eventually.
Guess we'll see. Go join the server and make sure to go mess with Matt.
No, stay away. No trespassing.
But so I kind of want to go. That was our first 5 here. Do we want to do a just like 1 through 5, or do we want to do like an actual tier? I don't feel like I should feel like we should just go 1 through 5.
Yeah, whole tier list. That'd be a whole new episode, my
Yep.
friend.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to go first here?
Nobody got time for that. Drew.
Mac. Oh, me. Okay.
I beat you to it.
All right. So, from all the ones that we listed, I obviously got to do number 1 for the Griffin. I just love the Griffins. Number 2, Wyvern pets. I think the utility you get out of them is huge, and it definitely helps out, especially if you don't have a lot of shoulder pets to begin with, and if you can chase one down, they're great. Early access into the cave helps get some chitin. What was it? Maywing's number 3, just because being able to log off and not think about your baby dinos helps a lot. Number 4, I'm trying to remember. Snow owls and
An NPC.
human NPCs. I'll do human NPCs on 4th, and then snow owls on 5th. Not saying that snow owls suck, but the other ones are definitely a little better.
I understand that. See, mine. I think mine's definitely a little different here. I'm gonna go with You're gonna go with. That's from what you told me about wyvern pens. Jeez. You've really convinced me that that's going to. That's just kind of huge. Like not having to do a gas mask and create all that stuff. All you gotta do, knock out a creature and you're just fine. Like that's absolutely huge. So I'm gonna go 1 for wyvern pets. Then, just because I'm a big PvP, I'm gonna go 2 human NPCs. I'm gonna go 3 griffin.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go 4 snow owl and 5 Maywing.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of a little mixed up there. I'm stumbling over my words, but that's that's pretty much how I sound to everyone. Yes.
I think I gotta go the draconic shoulder ones number 1. I'm gonna go see Memory of a Small Child. There's one of them that I'm missing here in my head.
What's it look like?
It's got fuzziness. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna say number 2 is Griffin. I'm gonna say number 3 is human NPCs. I'm gonna say number 4 is gonna be the snow owl, just because of poop. And number 5 is the Maywing because, why not?
Really?
I don't stress about it too much, but I also haven't gotten to the point on this server yet where I've done a crazy amount of breeding. So once I do my first breeding cycle, that answer very well could change.
It'll probably
I've
change.
I've only bred wolves right now, and first off, my wolves are pretty sexy. So if you want some wolves, let me know. I got you. And second off, they're relatively easy, so I haven't stressed about it too far.
I do like me some dire wolves.
Trade you some dire wolves for some griffins.
Well, sadly, we don't have griffins in the center yet.
You
Oh,
fools!
no.
Yeah. Mod hasn't been updated yet for it, but that's fine. Eventually.
BC, I'll slip you a 20.
No.
Can't you transfer though between?
Not yet. That still is down currently because of
What?
losing creatures and characters through the transfer phase.
Yeah, I lost my level 107, 104, whatever my character was on the island. Lost that one in the transfer, and I lost like 4 otters.
Sucks.
Sure does.
Are you serious? They just opened
Yes.
transfers for Scorched on official servers.
Yeah. And how long has it been since Scorched came out?
Yeah, it's been a while.
So that's scary to think about.
Yep.
October, we finally get to move things over.
Even still, I mean, my years of official has taught me that it's just not worth it, and now it's not worth it on unofficial either. I'm ticked.
Yeah. So next we have S Dino variants. I don't know what that is.
Ooh.
Okay, Matt.
Those. So I shouldn't get that excited. I just think they look really cool. I don't they have boosted stats? Like, isn't there a boost to them, or are they really just like colorful?
They're supposed to have boosted stats. I never really see it, but I'm not super big into like that stat game.
Yeah, I thought they had boosted stats too, but I've only tamed a few of them. Comparatively speaking, the 145 S trike that I tamed was indeed better than the 150 regular trike that I have. But I mean, it could have just been stat allocation. For all I know, the S trike got it into melee and the other one got it into oxygen or something stupid like that, because, Ark. So it's tough to say, but they're supposed to have a stat boost to them, which is pretty nice. And they have like this, I don't know if they all have the blue on them, but the ones that I've seen have like a neon blue tint to them, and it almost looks like they have a fluorescent tinge to their skin and scales, similar to how you would see them in, is it Aberration?
Oh, I don't remember.
Whichever one's underground, the spooky one with earthquakes all the time. Yeah, they look like that.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, that I haven't really seen them. But Drew, you got
Yeah,
anything
they're
extra
pretty
on that?
cool.
Nah, Matt cleared it up pretty good.
Cool. So I'm
Let's
gonna
go.
link these ones kind of up together. Even the third one, you're gonna be like, why'd you link that together? But
You're right.
Draconic Chronicles, Draconic Legend, and custom dino levels. I don't know. I need someone to explain all 3 of those to me.
Uh, do you want me to just go at it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'd like to
All
phone a
right.
friend, please.
All right. So the custom dino levels, just start out there, allows BC to be able to alter dinos in the server in case somebody loses it through something like a mesh accident, things like that. It helps him be able to admin easier. So that's something for him.
My man.
Yeah, Draconic Chronicles, and there's a dragon on there. I'm gonna start with that one called the Flame Forge. Got to call him out. The greatest dragon in this whole mod. It's those really chubby looking ones that look like dragon pugs, and they like breathe this ray that shakes the earth. Well, I'm revealing some secrets here. People probably already know. These things harvest metal like nobody's business. They have like a 75% reduction to weight for metal, for obsidian, for basically anything an RG can do. And they can also then harvest those things just as good while flying. So you can go on Metal Mountain and just clear it out in 10 minutes. Like nobody's business. And it also smelt the metal in its inventory and cook food. They're
What?
great. Yeah,
That's wild.
That sounds amazing.
you got to get one. You'll just realize how amazing these things are. And there's tons more dragons, but I don't want to like consume this entire podcast full of time just talking about dragons.
That's your favorite?
So, yeah, it sounds like it's a big one though.
Yeah, it's huge.
There you go,
Yeah,
people. You heard it here first. It's huge.
just because there's another one. Legends is just kind of like an add-on. It adds Game of Thrones, the Dragon, whatever his name is, kind of styled dragon, and like a throne, a couple other things. It's just like a minor add-on to the full mod itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those ones, now we're getting into all the fancy stuff. This is the mod that, correct me if I'm wrong, has like the cauldron and the altar and like there's like 10 or 12 different things you can build for this mod. Is there some place that we can like see where all that is? Is there a quick description of them all, or are they all pretty in depth? Because I feel like the game doesn't give too great of a description on them.
So it doesn't really give a description when you load into the game. The ways I learned new stuff is out of the game through their Discord, and or they have a what's it called? I have it over here. It's this reading book thing that you can build. It's called a Draconic Guide. That'll give you an idea of where all the dragons spawn, the loot, essence, stuff like that.
Boom. That is the golden tidbit of information here, folks. You heard it first, the Dragon Master.
Dragon Man.
Dragons.
But
You said dragon.
and we got
Dragons.
the last kind of thing on the creatures thing is an admin panel, but that doesn't need to be discussed. So really,
Boom.
that's the creatures on here, right? But that's not all of them. That's just on like the mods, right? There's also creatures that spawn on like the island, which is you have a phoenix spawns on the island, a rock golem spawns on the island, a jerboa spawns on the island,
Yep.
and a worm.
So he has the wyverns. If that's maybe no, I don't know anything about a worms or
Yes, there is. I don't know.
Like a desert worm?
I don't know.
Really?
I have no idea what it is.
No, that was a question.
That's news to me.
It just says worm.
That is
Herbivore
interesting.
Island.
Worm.
How do you? This is going to be a stupid question, but how do you spell it? Because there are like 4 different spellings, and each of which is a very different species.
WYRM.
Yeah, so that's like either the death worm or something very similar. So
Yeah.
that's a pretty weird place to put a death worm. That doesn't belong
and
there.
also in the Redwood Rivers.
Okay, that sounds more logical. I can vibe with that one.
Sitting on herbivore thinking you're safe.
Yeah, look at these triceratops.
It's like tremors up in here.
Kevin Bacon, save me!
Okay. Well, we are moving on to weapons and clothing. And the first one is going to be the classic glider Ascended. I'm assuming that's just a glider.
Yeah, glider. Pretty awesome. It gives you more speed and more velocity than you're going to get from the reusable parachute. We'll talk about that later. Pretty useful in terms of falling and escaping. So if you're on, a wyvern and the wyvern gets killed, you're just going to drop out of the sky like a hot potato. If you have a parachute, you're going to drop out of the sky like a slow potato. But with a glider, you're going to be able to zoomy out of the way a little bit faster, get some more distance horizontally, get yourself away from that danger. So 10 out of 10 if you're in danger, 2 out of 10 if you're not.
Drew, do you use that quite a bit or not really?
I don't use it, but it definitely is useful for what Matt was saying.
So, next up is Clifton's backpacks. I've heard a little bit about the backpacks, but Drew, like, what's your take on the backpacks in general?
Essential. It's like having meat in
Absolutely.
a water jug or whatever. You have to have your backpack, especially a tier 3. I forget I think it's 50% reduction,
65, I believe.
65, which
Oh,
is huge.
And
Like
that's for
it changes.
everything.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. I'm scrolling down here through my engrams right now. Of course, it doesn't say in the engram. I'm pretty confident it was 65% when I built it the other night. And you can get different variations for them. Like the one that I'm wearing right now has a built-in lantern that it has a never-ending torch, and it is way brighter than a torch. Like I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's got a 10 square radius in the direction you're facing that it lights up. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And a
Tier
65%
3
weight reduction? Mhm.
is 35%, not 65.
No way.
Yeah. So if you press your select, whatever that is, and toggle extended HUD, you can see all the extra little bits,
Yeah, you're
and it'll
right.
show the percentage.
Where did I get 65% from? I'm full of baloney.
I wish it was 65%.
You know, it sounded funky when I said it, but it also felt good, so I just rolled with it. Well, sorry, I'm a great big phony, folks. I guess I'm just gonna, simmer down now.
Send them to HR.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Again.
This is why I'm in HR every week. Gosh, so sick of this. This company sucks.
So next up, Clifton's wardrobe. I'm going to assume here that this is, like a cosmetic type. You can just wear something really cool.
Yep.
Matt, Drew, I don't know.
Haven't used it. No clue.
I'm always wearing it. Gives me a wizard hat. Yeah.
How is it just an engram? Do you have to like do anything special to craft the stuff or
Yeah, so there is, I don't know where exactly it is on the actually it's in level 1, Clifton's wardrobe. So it's like the second row down. But you build that wardrobe and it costs 1 fiber to build each and every like cosmetic or costume, whatever you call it. I think it's cosmetic. And then you just choose what you want and throw it on your armor. Simple as that.
that's pretty solid. I'm a big cosmetic fan, so I'm definitely gonna mess with that tonight.
Yeah, they're definitely really cool.
So I gotta go on a little tangent here, or not a tangent, just a little side thing here that I want both of your opinions on. Make it short or long, however you want to do it here. So with the custom cosmetics, right? Our newest custom cosmetic in Ark is Power Rangers. I need opinions on this.
Go go Power Rangers!
Bam, 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 bam.
So I'm so here for it, and you know how I feel about microtransactions. I die on that high horse in that soapbox every single week. But as soon as I heard that, I could dress up like a Power Ranger, and then I even had the brief thought that I could maybe combine my dinos into one like super Saurus thingy, whatever the heck it was called, Megazord. I don't
The
remember what it's called.
Megazord.
Yeah, Megazord. Just the simple thought of that being a possibility. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm here for it, and I was ready to slap my credit card down on the table. Found out it's a mod. Still don't know if it's a paid mod or not, but I'm here for it.
I mean, it is a paid mod. I think it's
Boo!
$9.99. So it's considered one of their premium mods, technically. And you have to make sure your server has cosmetics open. There's like a certain setting for that. But I bought it, and besides trying to get it started up because there's some like technical stuff going on with it, it's great. The quality of the mod, and because it's a mod, it's going to constantly be updated by the mod creator. So, like you said about the Megazord, that could be a thing down the road. Once you buy it, it's yours now. So when we get mechs, we could have a Megazord come in.
True. And in all honesty, once those updates are added to the mod, there's always the chance that the price is going to go up and the premium value is going to go up if they're increasing additional content. So if you're going to get it, I guess get it now.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Now, the last thing that I really have to say on the Power Rangers, other than it actually looks very, um, is that there's the Green Ranger.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That's right. Green and white, right? Isn't there a white,
There.
or is that a
Not in
different?
the original one, but I think that was like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, or
Oh,
like
okay.
I don't know. There's like 4 different types. It's like Dragon Ball Z. They had so many different spin-offs. I can't keep track of what's what. But maybe okay. I mean, it's 2024, so I got to ask this question: were they like involved in like a scandal or something that we need to be aware of? Maybe they were. I don't know.
Oh, might be right. I mean, there is a lot of things I felt like that we've heard recently that happened with Power Rangers, like actors.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was, but I could have swore something somewhere happened with a Power Ranger actor.
Green Ranger got a bad rep.
Yeah, got a bad PR person. They're HR with me waiting to get yelled at.
That's right.
Wait, I
You
shouldn't say
should
that. I don't
know.
know what they did. I am not affiliated with any actions they have chosen.
To add to that, though, my only thing I guess against it is I do like the Power Ranger thing. It's different. It's not something I would have expected, but I do like it. Why not per se Monster Hunter? Why can't we get a collaboration with that? Because there's a lot of similarities between both games with the creatures and hunting and collecting resources from those creatures. I feel like there could have been a lot more things they could have done instead of Power Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, they really could have. And, honestly, like, maybe that's something they do in the future. Like, with this Power Rangers, kind of collaboration, I think this opens up a lot more things for them to kind of do in the
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. They're dipping their toes in the tide pool right now, testing the waters with something tried and true and easy. And if it works, then it's something they can pursue in the future. And if it doesn't work, then at least it was a good idea and they tried. If you think about it, it's a safe bet because anybody born between 1990 and 2005 knows who the Power Rangers are.
that is very true.
they're smart.
They sure are.
You know,
That's some high quality PR reps right there.
next up, we got the Mythical Armory. That just sounds like magical, to be honest with you.
I know nothing about it, but it sounds cool.
That's so true. That's not you then.
My goodness. All right.
He's the man for
So
this episode.
Yes.
yeah, I got a couple things, but the mythical armory was added in so to basically give unique rewards for BC to hand out during events. So per se, there's this one in the Discord. Join it, be a part of it. It's great. Uh, it's to collect the best statted tropical wyvern, which I'm working on it right now. And there's this sword I think called the Fire Tempest, I believe, and it's allowing him to basically have a unique sword that he can generate that he can hand out to people, and it could be a little bit more unique than a basic, metal sword or whatever that is.
That's pretty solid. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Though I do believe
Definitely.
he added to loot crates too. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did. Because I got some, I don't even remember what it's called, but I got some weird sword from one last night that it was nothing crazy. I want to say it was like an apprentice tier or something like that, but, or whatever I'm having a brain fart right now, whatever the blue one is.
Apprentice.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But it looks like it's made out of like crab legs put together. It's really cool.
Crab legs.
Yeah, I'm not even
Yummy.
joking. I'll have to post a picture on the Discord because it looks pretty.
I don't know. I guess I'll see it one day,
I guess
One
so. You got to
day.
play more. It's your fault.
My God, I'm so sorry.
This is why we don't have nice things, Jericho.
Next up though is RR War Weapons.
I am all for those. So Those are relatively basic to make. I'm scrolling down to my engrams here, so I have the full list to look at, but they can be made just like any other basic metal weapon. So how you'd make a sickle or how you'd make a sword, you can make all these different weapons, and it adds a whole bunch of flavor to combat, and it adds for a lot more role playing. They've got like executioner's axes, battle hammers, war hammers, king swords, elven blades, morning stars. There's like 4 or 5 different types of shields. A Viking round shield. There's a kite shield from like British type medieval warfare. There is a whole gambit of different types of weapons here that just add flavor to your character, and that's the type of stuff that I'm here for.
Honestly, I mean, those things just sound very interesting, and I mean, it sounds like it's like I don't know how to say it other than it just sounds aesthetically pleasing.
Definitely, they're very pretty.
They are very pretty.
You got anything extra on that, Drew, or not really?
I mean, he summed it up pretty good there. There's 3 more towards like level 90 that allow you to
Ooh,
use like blood damage, fire damage, and water damage. So there's a little extra like increase, but they cost black pearls. They're a little bit more expensive than the previous ones mentioned. But besides that, yeah, I mean, I don't
that's
use it
worth
as
it
much
though.
anymore, but it's still pretty. They're pretty solid weapons, and they're fun to use.
That's pretty solid. Well, now I'm excited to grind out those levels to get up there and try that out.
Yeah. So we're done with creatures, weapons, and clothing. And as we're a little bit into the episode here, sadly, Matt, we forgot something.
Oof.
We forgot to do the Dino dossier.
Yeah.
So
You know.
we're gonna skip it this week. Woo!
Hey, I figured, with how much information we learned today, that, pick one of the few creatures that we covered. I feel like Drew gave us a good dossier for dragons, griffins, something like that. So take some of that info and, write it down in a notebook, and boom, you got your dossier. Love Helena, or should I say, love Drew.
Love Drew.
But we are technically part of the way through. There's 4, areas here for the mods. And so I kind of wanted to go do a little intermission, and the intermission is our favorite, not named yet, because we're gonna figure out near the end of the episode what some of the names are. But our story time per se. And Matt, do you have one? Drew, like, what do you guys have one?
I warned Drew that he was going to be put on the spot for this earlier. So, Drew, did you have time to come up with one, or would you like to pass?
No, I did comment in the for this last week's episode. It was Ark Tales because I was watching some DuckTales and I just figured, hey,
Actually, I'm here for that. Ark
yeah,
Tales. Okay, so the temporarily named. Do you have any Ark Tales for us this week, Drew?
oof. I know this morning or when I got on after work, I was hiding on somebody's dragon when they weren't online because they were like AFK for a second, and then they started to like walk around and they didn't notice me. I'm dressed up as a Power Ranger too, so it's kind of just funny.
That's great.
But I haven't anything really crazy. Just normal Arkin.
Normal Arkin.
A lot
Yeah,
of
that is
stories in
fair.
that.
Yeah.
Jericho, do you have anything for us?
I do. And I personally feel like this is very big. Okay. So, drum roll. But so I was
Dur, dur,
playing
dur, he
I was
says.
I was playing the center, and
Eh.
I was looking for a base spot, trying to play some PvE the other day, and I was just like, okay, looking through, and I seen this guy's random RG. Actually, I think I seen an Anki first, and I was like, okay, weird. Why is it like on the side of the edge of the map, right? Like weird. Okay. So then I ended up going to where his Anki was, going down, finding his RG, right? But going back up where the Anki is. So this is like in the side of a cliff. Okay. And I
Okay.
went straight up. Then there was this open thing to the left. Want to know what it was?
What?
Death?
A whole mesh hole.
Oh god.
And you want to know how much you could build in that mesh hole?
A whole base?
A whole 50 bases.
Man.
What?
Dude, I'm gonna have to like somehow show you, but it's absolutely wild. I could not believe it. And once like what I was trying to do, so it semi worked out. What I was trying to do was I found someone in there, right? I found that guy in there. And I was like, so I started recording. I started recording my gameplay and I was gonna go to all the servers and like be like I was gonna make a YouTube series called Catching Cheaters in Ark.
Huh.
But I couldn't really. I went like to 3 other servers and couldn't find. So I want to release that, and then I want to like tag Wildcard in our Twitter, just to be able to at least help them be aware because there was actually 3 spots that you could enter in the mesh in that same exact spot.
Oof. Yeah, they definitely need to be made aware of that so they can patch that real quick before it bamboozles some people.
So yeah, that's my big crazy story. Matt, how about you?
Dang, that definitely is way crazier than anything that happened to me in the past week in Ark. Nothing exciting, man. Like I said, I was doing a lot of flying around trying to find different places to build a base, and everything was all fine and dandy for the past few days. It was all quiet, relatively speaking. And then last night, I was flying around with Steven. We were looking with Joe Daddy. We were looking at some, different spots to build our base, trying to figure out like we had 7 spots that we narrowed it down to or 6 or something, and we were trying to figure out what the best optimal spot was. I landed my wyvern for maybe 3 seconds before I panic clicked and took off and landed and took off and landed and took off and landed because my internet runs on potatoes and hamster power. So my stuff is freaking out, and it took me a hot minute to figure out what in turn I was seeing, but I was getting jumped on by the Phasalasuchus thingies. There was like 15 of them, and they were not being kind to me, and I was not prepared for that level of debauchery. And oh my god, the panic that ensued. And by the time I like took off on the wyvern, I ended up taking off with Steven again. We flew off, and then my stupid self forgot they existed and went on a meat run later on in the night, landed down in the swamp, and immediately got swarmed again. Totally panic ensued, and I take off flying. I try to weave in between the branches and stuff like that. And long story short, I learned that you can get inside some of these giant waterfalls on the center.
Yep.
Like yeah. And I haven't tested if you can put cliff platforms in there or not, but the fact that you can like fly your wyvern not inside the waterfall, not like there's a cave, but you can go through the water without being dismounted and potentially build on the cliffs behind it. So food for thought for anybody, I guess. Go test it and let me know if you can. Join the Discord and tell me if you can or not, because I really don't feel like finding out right now.
Yeah, I mean that's a good one. I've actually really enjoyed. I also did the same thing, just testing to go behind those waterfalls. I think you can go behind them.
I know you can go through them, but I haven't ever tried building behind them. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
still
Yeah.
considered like, yeah.
I don't know. There's some weird things about, and I don't know if it's because I know we have some protections, and maybe we'll get to that with mod, but I know that there are some spots that are very difficult, if not impossible, to build on that you can build on official unless they have changed the rules for those. So I don't know. Things are kind of weird as far as building goes.
So we are actually moving to the quality of life mods here. The first one is Omega teleporters. Matt, do you have an Omega teleporter?
So I don't have one. I'm super ignorant when it comes to these mods because I've been so, like I said, hyper fixated on where I'm gonna live, and once I hyperfixate, I can't focus on anything else. And I just realized that that even existed yesterday, and I lost my mind. Is it essentially a super teeny tiny, very easy to make tech teleporter? Because that's what it sounded like.
Drew?
Yeah. So they were added in. I give you this little history here because
Ooh.
yeah. But they were added in because of the whole mesh issues with dying and your dinos getting lost. So using the teleporter, you're able to teleport any dino that you have out to your location. And using the teleporter, if you die, you can go up to the one you placed on the ground and retrieve everything that you lost, basically. So if you died in lava, you can retrieve everything back. So it's a little cheating, I think. It makes the game a little easy, especially being able to teleport from an area over encumbered and going to another area that you could just unload everything. But quality of life, it makes everything so much easier.
Yeah, I gotta give you that. That is kind of cheap if used that way, but if not used that way, you know what, if used, I don't want to say for the way intended because there's no correct or incorrect way to use a mod per se, but like if you use it for, you know, dying in the mesh, dying in lava, those types of things, dying in the, you know, unretrievable spots of ice caves, I totally understand its uses there, but I could see how that could very easily be abused by people that don't feel like taking the time to do things.
Yep.
So next up is the TG plus 1000 stacking mod. Drew, what's your opinion on
Love it.
Yeah?
I
Love
love
it?
it. Yeah. It just makes things easier. It's like you said, quality of life. Instead of having what 100 per, I think, stack was the original, 1,000, just because I know there's ones you can go even beyond that, like 10,000 to like a 90% decrease. But this 1,000 to 50, it's that sweet spot, and it really does help move resources a lot quicker.
Sure.
I concur. That was a very solid description of that one. Enough said.
So next up is Utilities Plus. Matt, have you been using Utilities Plus?
I don't think so. The big old question mark. What types of things are on Utilities Plus? There's a good chance that I have been using it without knowing it.
Drew, on there.
Didn't even
So
answer my question. He just moves on, treats me like a child. I see.
yeah, get out of here.
Fine, let the adults talk. I'm sorry. Let me step aside.
It's essentially just taking a lot of commonly used items like the bola, the reinforced whip, stuff like that, and allowing you to essentially reuse it. So I'm guessing if it breaks or something, you're allowed to just repair it. It's confusing to me in that aspect because I always thought you could just repair things that break anyways, but I could be wrong because
Yeah,
I'm
see
always
it.
paranoid. I don't let anything get past like a quarter. I repair it instantly. But
See this jackwagon. If he had just repeated his question, I could have answered it. And
yeah,
yeah, so it basically allows you to continually something that would be usable only once. I have not hit the limit for how many times you can use it. Like my reusable parachute, I run around and I just jump and glide throughout the base and use that as my, like, you know, in the old school Halo games, how it was faster to run and jump than it was to just run. Well, I
yeah,
do the same thing with the parachute because the reusable parachute makes it essentially faster. You use less energy. The reusable bola you can throw, you know, after tame after tame after tame. So like you can take down 4 or 5 pteranodons in one area with the exact same bola. It's super convenient for that. Sorry, I didn't hear that question in the first place.
hmm. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Well, even though I'm getting harassed here a little bit because I didn't answer because I didn't hear you say that, so my bad. Okay. Um, next up I'm gonna talk about this one because I haven't talked about much because I've been playing the server that much. So I'm gonna talk about this
You
one.
fool.
Is Arkomatic. I actually am one of the ones that suggested this mod at the origination of our island server, right? And I just absolutely love this mod. Got things that can craft bullets on there. You pretty much don't have to use a chem bench. It has more slots in this thing, and it crafts things so much quicker. And then you got ones that, yeah, it can craft bullets. It can craft like almost anything you need, except like turrets and armor and stuff. But you get what I'm saying. But it's like really nifty. And then the really nice one is the Arkomatic Forge. The Arkomatic Forge is like 2 times smaller than the regular industrial forge, and it cooks like just the same, but it's smaller. So your base is able to not have this huge big chunk of a forge there. And then the Arkomatic Vault is like also 5 times smaller than the original vault. And am I right that it has more spaces?
Yeah, it's got 500.
Like, I don't know. I know this mod, so of course I love it, but this is like literally probably my one of my favorite mods in the whole game. I don't know what your guys' opinion is, but
No, I agree. It's up there.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. It's extremely well done and it's an extreme quality of life improvement. So I have really no complaints about it in any way, shape, or form. And I might be wrong, but is that one of the mods that all of the engrams for are 0?
Let me see.
yes, I'm pretty sure.
Because I'm pretty positive I got all of those the other day when I noticed that they were 0.
Yeah, they should.
The other
Yeah,
cool thing
so
too is they bypass saddle restrictions, so you can put the containers, whatever they call the vaults, on a platform saddle when normally you couldn't put a normal one
What?
on a saddle. Yeah, you can put the Arkomatic stuff.
My gosh.
that is game changing. I didn't know that.
Yep. Boogles and I have a Shastasaurus with the submarine, and we got this operation
Oh,
set up underwater.
dude, that's cool.
That is super awesome.
You have to send me a picture of that bad boy, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll have to send it to you.
So next up is any color sets. I'm as any, but yeah, I don't know what that is.
Um, that I could be. You know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that because I have a guess, but I think I am just guessing, and I don't think I actually know. So, yep.
True.
So this was a mod that was introduced for an event that came out, I think, a couple months ago or a month ago, for to try to find the best colored dinosaur. So it allows basically, instead of the basic colored dinosaurs only spawning, it would then introduce all these like orange ones, these purple ones, stuff like that. That's basically all it did, just add colors.
That's cool though. I mean, that's pretty unique. And but it stayed in. You said it was for just a like event, but it stayed.
Yeah, we kept it.
Yeah. Um.
It's it's cool though, but it my only problem with it, if you're breeding and you get
Yeah.
mutations, you kind of work hard for those mutations, and if somebody can just go and get, like that, all that works kind of eh.
Yeah, I agree with you, to be honest.
I counter that point, and I encourage you to look at it less through the lens of it devaluing your mutations and look at it more through the lens of it speeding up your ability to get new color schemes and then customize those color schemes with proper breeding. It would
Okay,
take you it would take you 2 years unofficial to start today. If I told you to go tame 2 dire bears and make me some joker bears, it would probably take you a year or 2 to pull it off from scratch, but on a server like this with a mod like this, you could honestly pull off any color scheme you want within a month or 2, and then at that point you can customize and create your own brand new color schemes.
crazy to think how long it takes.
Yeah, really is. I officials like
It is. Hats off to all the people. I see every now and then somebody like will post and be like, "Oh, did I miss the official bus on our Discord?" And I'm always like, "Oh, I don't have the heart to even respond to you right now because official hurts my soul to think about."
Sadly, we had a lot going on the official PVE server for a while, and sadly, it is all.
Yeah, we did have a lot going on, but there's a, there's a time and a place for every story, and that's not now.
So sad. um,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. Next up, Dino Mind Wipe. I feel like that's pretty. You know, most players know what that is. A mind wipe is where you just clear out, your stats that you already put into that dino. Um, like if you upgraded all your points into health, you can feed it a dino mind wipe and then upgrade in it and anything.
I cannot overestimate how much I am excited about this type of mod because I do stupid stuff on a whim all the time. So, the simple thought of being able to put 70 levels at the speed of a turtle makes me giggle like a small child. So, I get to pull off stupid shenanigans like that and then revert my dino right back to where it was. I'm totally here for that.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have because I'll do the same thing. I'll just speed something up because I want to know how fast it'll actually go.
It
But then I'll run it
is
off an edge
hilarious.
somewhere.
uh, Asked you guys, I want to see Gallimimus.
Ooh.
Ooh, a speed only Gallimimus. Could you imagine if we made like some event where they had a speed only Gallimimus track, but we kept putting in like ramps and things that caused elevation changes so people would just yeet themselves off at 200 kilometers an hour?
When Gallimimus fly.
Yes.
All of a sudden you're across the map hitting the boundary. Oh no.
Who can get the farthest by flying on a
Yeah.
Gallimimus?
Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. Hang time challenge.
And then all arenas ascended. Drew, what do you got?
It's great. That one, so I'm running bosses like crazy. That allows you to basically go in because normally 20 is your cap. This increases it to 50.
Oh,
And
Oh.
that is huge. I mean, I breed Rexes like nobody's business. And if I can bring 50 Rexes into a boss arena, you can only imagine.
Yeah. That's game changing. That makes alpha so much more attainable for so many entry level people in solo tribes.
Hmm. Oh, and it allows you to bring in the dragons.
what?
Normally you couldn't, but now it allows you to bring in dragons. I believe Gigas and Karchas. I haven't tried it yet, but it gets rid of the drag weight restrictions.
Oh my gosh. An army of mini Gigas in the boss fight. I'm here for it. For those of you that aren't aware of the mini Giga situation, I don't know if we're going to get to that, but totally hilarious.
So next up, we're actually at our next little list here for building, and I do not know if everything's on here, so Drew would be the one to know that after. But the first one we got is cliff platforms. Matt did mention it earlier to spoil it, so I feel like we've already went over that. But does anybody have anything on cliff platforms?
No, just I use them as landing pads.
Yeah. They're good for aesthetics and they're good for organization. They're good for if you feel like making a cliffside base, but I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Use them however you see fit.
Yeah. And then next up, we have the plaster building set. I have no idea what this is.
Neither do I.
Okay.
So this offers, oh my gosh, I know something.
Yeah.
So this offers like different, I'm trying to scroll through here so I can give you specific examples. But this gives you, it looks to me kind of similar to the Adobe building stuff, but with a different aesthetic flavor to it.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's got like doorways, frames. It is a metal plated concrete wall. It insulates the inside from the outside and separates rooms, it says. So it requires a special plaster crafting platform, plaster crafting That's a mouthful. I don't know why. Plaster crafting station to make it, but it just gives you basically, it seems to be an upgraded metal, if you will, a little bit stronger. It's got an interesting aesthetic to it. It's not my personal vibe, but it's pretty cool.
So, you know, yeah, I got nothing on that, Matt. You killed it compared to what I could have said.
Let's go.
But really the next one and the last one, right? So I mean we could be missing some stuff here, but the last one on the list here is visual storage. Drew, yeah.
So visual storage is pretty new. That allows you to have. So when you store something in a chest, you don't see it. You have to go through it and just search through countless items. Well, this allows you to see the slow increase of how much resources you've gathered. So it'll update itself and increase the amount of stone you see till it reaches the max. It allows you to just have, like it says, a visual on how much storage is left on your items. You have like shelves. There's a crane. This is the biggest part of it. The crane allows you to go up with a dino. You can deposit everything in the dino and then use the crane to select different structures to then deposit automatically into each of those structures that you choose, so you don't have to go through and do it yourself.
That's actually really, really cool and saves a lot of time. And that takes away the excuse people like me have for just dumping your inventory in a box and walking away.
I still do it.
I don't feel so bad then.
The crane's too far away. I can't get to it. I just dump it here.
I need a crane to take it to my crane.
Yep.
Well, that is really our list here. Granted, it's been a little bit of time here. That's our list. Is there any more
yeah.
that we missed?
Um, there's like, I don't know what mod it's a part of, so I'm sure it might be the visual thing. So please stop me if it's the. Have we talked about the sheds yet?
Sheds.
So the sheds, I just figured out those are a thing. Those are in the VS structure, whatever that is a part of.
Yep. Visual storage.
Visual storage, yeah. So yeah, visual storage. They're pretty awesome. We just built one, a few of them, and they basically operate as a wish.com version of the text storage.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so like the shed out back, you can make a fiber one, a metal one, stone one, thatch one, and wood one, and it essentially acts as a text storage up to 25K, I want to say.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty solid. Not sure what the other ones do, but the steel drum is pretty solid too. It's the same exact concept, but gas, oil, and propellants. They have a wall rack that's for hide, like pelt, wool, silk, stuff like that, human hair. The bucket is for clay, cementing paste, bug repellent, angler gel, narcotic, tree sap, stimulant. Basically, if there's something that you need to store, all of us Ark players know that there's like a couple dozen or a few dozen different things you're going to mass store. There is something for it to help you have an off brand tech storage. So look into that for sure.
That's awesome. So
Man, aside from that, I'm itching to hear what people have to say about whispering sweet kibbles in their ear, Jericho. So can we hurry up and get to the poll?
yeah, I mean we can go straight to the poll, but one, gotta remember to shout out everyone in the Patreon when we do it later. I just wanted to fair warn you that, there is someone that you owe an apology to from about 2 episodes ago. He might be in the chat right now. I don't know.
I'm sorry, okay? I have the memory of a small child. I love you. I just don't remember things.
You hurt my feelings.
I will fix those feelings one by one, damn it.
I need the sweet kibbles.
No, 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 no.
Jericho, give my man some sweet kibbles.
No.
Right in his ear holes.
Make me feel better.
But so that, and then I just want to we'll go through the poll, right? Then I kind of want to do for slight intermission before we go into the answers, because we said we are going to talk about apparel, and we're not going to get into it a lot. We've already got a little longer episode going, so we're not going to get into apparel right now, even though I want to. But the one thing we do got to talk about is the disc golf. But we're going to do the thing. We're going to do the stupid question first, is what I'm going to call it.
Let's go. Let's hear all the yeses, because I know it's 100%.
Okay, so we had a certain amount of votes. 21% said yes, please. 21% also said no. And then
Ooh.
21% again said of course I do. And then 35%, the good faithful people, said HR will contact us on Monday.
Oh,
man.
come on, people. Gosh, HR is no fun.
You've
So
been saved.
we are getting contacted by HR yet again. No, we'll see what happens.
Way to go, Jericho. This is why we can't have nice things. It's always something with you, man.
It always is, man. We always get pulled right into HR.
Hey, that's all right. They know me on a first name basis. I like to think that we're old pals.
Hey, that's right. Okay, well, I just really quickly want to talk about, we talked about in the Discord, so make sure you do go join that Discord. Very friendly community, actually, in an active community. It's been very awesome to see everyone in there communicating different. But I want to talk about, we talked about a customized disc golf frisbee, I think I'm assuming what they're called. I don't know. I don't know.
Disc, you monster.
Uh,
It's a disc. You're fired. Now you're in HR too.
Dang it.
No, so disc golf discs. For those of you that are not familiar with the sport, it is essentially the same thing as golf, except you are throwing a thicker. It's not. It's like a frisbee in nature, but it's a thicker piece of plastic. There's usually some pretty cool designs that are stamped on them. If you have never seen one before, again, hop over to the Discord, because a few of us have shared some of our favorite ones that we have. And I'm really itching to get a Stranded Survivors disc golf disc.
heck
Even
yeah.
even if you're not an avid disc golfer and you're not somebody who would take it out on the course, it would still be a cool thing to have, in my opinion. So I would like to put it out there and take, a soft amount of orders here to see how many people would be interested if we were to have them made, because I don't want to have 3 made and have 9 people want one, and I also don't want to have 50 of them made and have only 2 people want one. So let me know, I guess, if this is something that you guys would be interested in the first place, because I think that we could make some pretty cool designs here.
Yeah, sure. I'm definitely excited for it. I'm down to have a custom disc.
Let's go.
Yeah, Drew.
There's some really cool ones out.
Drew, so sorry to cut you off, Matt, but Drew,
No,
I want to
you're
know what's something that you would love to see on it. Like, I mean, I know there's probably different things, or maybe you just want the logo, but like, what's something you'd want to see on the disc?
I mean, the image you posted a few weeks back or a week ago wasn't that bad. The one was just said "Stranded Survivors" with like the obelisk in the background.
Yep.
Honestly, that it's simple. It's nice looking. If we can get the print on good, I think it'd be pretty solid. But besides that, I mean, I don't know. We'd have to probably come up with a few more ideas.
Yep.
I can't think of anything like top of my head.
Heard it here that there's a potential here. Let Matt or even I know, so we can get people that are interested. Figure out how we want to do that. Honestly, I wouldn't. Maybe we'll even make like a group of everyone that's interested in it and go like have like a design committee. I don't know, or maybe Matt and I will just do it. I have no idea. We'll figure it out, right, Matt?
Yeah, we'll figure it out one way or the other. It's gonna be sweet. Stay tuned.
And then I also there just go off the side here. I have something that I want to do as like a secret.
Ooh, a little secret. Okay. I am excited to not know what the secret is.
I'll let you know after the episode.
Let's go.
Uh, don't worry, Drew. You can hear too.
Oh yeah,
Let's
secret.
go.
Okay. So the question last week was, what should we name the storytime segment? If we choose your answer, it will be brought to you by your name here, right? So something I want to point out, actually, Matt, we have posted what 30 something episodes, right?
Dang, how time flies.
Yeah. And no, this doesn't seem like a lot of maybe necessarily people responding. 13 people responded, right, to this question.
I feel like that's a lot.
And
That's just me though.
that's what I'm saying, though, right? This is our all-time high, the most we've ever had.
Oh shucks, folks. Look at you guys coming together. What a community.
So shout out to all you guys answering that. Thank you guys. But one thing I want to do with that is I want to challenge you next week to beat this 13. And I also want to challenge you. This one's the hard one. Our highest amount of votes ever is, I think, like 38 on a voting thing. I need that. I want to see that demolished. I want to see that at least 50. That's my challenge for the week. But we're going to get into the question here because, all of us kind of have to go to bed soon or would already be
Yeah,
in bed.
I'm old.
So, first off, wow. I wonder who did this.
Hail Hydra.
Nope, he didn't. Wasn't him first. It was good old Drew.
Hey,
Drew, the
Drew
man, the
goes
myth, the legend.
Ark Tales. Ooh.
it's Ark Tales. Ooh.
Yeah, you gotta get the
My
get the
bad.
pitch right.
I bet. And then KU1U Hulu, maybe? Don't know.
Hey, you won.
Says Ark's Wondrous Tales.
Ark's Wondrous Tales. That sounds majestic. Mysterious.
And then next up we got Hop here, call it LOSS time, standing for Lost, standing for Lore of Stranded Survivors. I think it is playful enough.
Lost time. I like it. That's
And
clever. Good play on
Arion,
words.
I don't know why he would put this on here. He goes, time for some sweet kibbles.
Yes.
So
Sweet
Yes, it's the
kibbles.
sweet kibble time.
I don't know why you put that on there.
Can you share some sweet kibbles with us this week? See, it just flows off the tongue. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have any sweet kibbles for this week? Oh, yeah, this one time I was playing Ark. Yeah, see, it's just perfect, man.
And then next up, we got now. Who do we got, Matt?
Hail Hydra!
That's right. Hail Hydra goes Ark in Time or Stupid Survivor Stories or Arker's Adventures, Arker's Archives, because it's Ark memories you find in your brain's archive. 5 stars, you guys. And I don't know how to make kibble.
Ooh, okay, so we're gonna have to do an episode about making some sweet kibble.
Making kibble. It did not say sweet.
There are sweet ingredients that go into it, at least in Jericho's kibble.
Next up, we got Jude. Thank you for the answer. I bought it. Jude. And then next up is Lucas. Uh-oh. We have our...
Wait, I don't get it.
I don't either. I'm actually confused. Drew, do you got it?
What?
Can you repeat what they said again?
Thank you for the answer. And then in the one where it says your name here, you had it in little whatever. And then they said, I bought it.
Mhm.
What did they buy? So confused.
Yeah, I don't know how to interpret that, but I'm gonna choose to interpret it
I think
in a way that I probably shouldn't.
I think that is we're buying the name. That's the best I got.
I don't know, Jericho. I think that they want to pay you for some sweet kibbles in their ear hole.
Oh, no, 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 no. Dude, I hope not. Let me know in the Discord, dude. I know you just joined the Discord, so let me know.
Poor just joined it like day 3. They're already getting attacked. I'm so sorry.
Well, actually, our first doubled up here, Matt. What one do you think it is?
Our first double up. Like
Yeah.
somebody answered twice?
No, they answered like the same as somebody else.
Oh. I'm gonna go. It's gotta be Ark Tales. I don't know.
Ding, 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 ding. I think Drew recruited his friend on here and decided to put something, but it is Ark Tales. But just to point out, you guys pissed the Griffin. Missed. It says pissed,
We
but
probably pissed
it
it
meant
off too.
missed.
Both are applicable.
Yes.
Oh goodness.
And then, the man is back. I did message him because he made me nervous. Gabriel.
Yay, Gabriel.
Goes Survivor Chronicles, Survivor Shenanigans, Campfire Papers. Hope you guys like my ideas. If I get some other ideas, I will let you know.
Those are solid ideas. The campfire capers, that's got a ring to it.
Yeah. And then Will the Thrill, always one of the main men, still answering, as a lot of these guys actually are now, which is awesome. Branded Stories.
Ooh.
And then, see, this is how I know Drew recruited some people on here. It's not the same. It's technically not the same, but this is so dad of twins. So pretty good friends with Drew, from what it sounds like. Is that correct, Drew?
Yeah, we're pretty close friends.
So this is his comment, Matt. Ark be Arkin. That's part of the comment. You want to know what the next part is?
Okay.
Also, hi, Drew.
Hi, Dad Twin.
My man.
We don't even get a hello, Matt. Only Drew does.
I know. He's over here. Look, you're my boy, Drew.
Okay.
Oh God.
And then Kyle goes Tales from the Ark.
Okay.
Which that's technically Big Chicken, by the way. And then Micah says Survivor's Tales.
More tails.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Noah says Survival Story.
Got some really good suggestions here. I am not somebody who can keep a list in my brain, so I definitely am going to need to see them written down and do like a this or that to cross some of them off. But there were so many good suggestions that there's not any that I can right off the bat be like, absolutely not this. And there's not any that I can be like, oh, for sure that.
Yeah. And, up in the air here. But, Matt, let me know what you think. If you and I look at these, kind of go over them, but maybe our top 4 up for the vote this week.
Good idea. It's a great idea.
So I think that'd be, give the community what they wanted to, something they like.
Good idea. We'll cut it down to 4, and then I would love to hear everybody's input, and whatever receives the most votes, however many people Drew can slip a 22 to get to vote for Ark Tales, we'll go with that winner,
20 votes later.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's 286,000 votes. We don't know what happened, but this episode just blew up.
But no, it's getting late for all of us here. But honestly, I've had a great time. I hope you two had a great time.
Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it. I mean, first podcast I've ever done, and I think it went pretty good.
Heck yeah, man. You were a fantastic guest. You are more than welcome to come back anytime. And I am going to go out on a limb and say we picked the perfect episode for you to be on because you easily gave more than half the information to us today. So thank you so much for knowing the things that we do not.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no. Thank you to Drew for stepping in. I have another person also lined up. Well, not lined up. I'm talking to them. So we will have another member here eventually. I don't know when, but Drew, you're the first one. You're the brave one to reach out, say you want it on. I think you did amazing. Thank you.
Yep. Had to break the ice somehow.
Absolutely. Way to be a leader, man. 10 out of 10. Would invite again.
So other than that, Matt, really quickly, I'm gonna go through the Patreons.
Ouch.
Got Hop, got for Helena's Angels. We got Gabriel for Helena's Angels. Got Dad of Twins for Dung Beetles. We got the man here, Drew, Helena's Angels. Got a new one. Got Niles. I'm gonna say Niels. I don't know how. Niels.
Hey, if it's pronounced like the RuneScape character, it's Niles.
That's what I'm gonna say, right? Niles at the Beach Bob tier. So thank you guys all. We truly appreciate that support. You know, we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. Make sure you guys, if you want to, go check out our Patreon. We they try to do giveaways on there. But you know, it's
Yeah,
just
we're a bit behind.
we're a little bit behind. So if you
Once
guys
we
want
get
to do
merch,
that,
though, that's coming. So
that's true. That's true. But yeah, otherwise you guys can join that. But if you guys cannot and you cannot afford that or anything like that, share, joining the Discord, watching, commenting, voting, whatever it is, makes the same. Like we love it no matter what. So if you guys did get through this episode, it's like an hour and a half. You know, you guys are real troopers if you got through this. I'm going to almost melt out of this chair because it's so hot. And goodbye from me.
thank you very much, folks. It was a pleasure having you all here again. And thank you very much. Have a great week. Drew, say bye.
Oh yeah, goodbye.
See you next week, folks.